Honestly, AI news is so overwhelming. Last week I was on a holiday, that's why I didn't post my video. The open call was released. A few days later, I think this week, Gemini 3.1 dropped. It feels every day I am under the pressure that I should catch up with all the AI news. The new models, new benchmarks, new breakthroughs, new startup and service. It moves so fast that if you step away just for a weekend, I feel like I'm behind. And yet, it is too important and fascinating to ignore. So instead of trying to consume everything, I had to build my own system to stay informed of what without burning out. Today, I'm going to walk you through exactly how I keep up with these AI news, where I look, why those sources matter, and my own system and habit to make this sustainable. There's no secrets, just what I actually do every day. So first, let's talk about the sources. The platform that I use a lot first is LinkedIn. LinkedIn gives a context. When a new model launches, you don't see just announcements. It's about the people actually talking, the operators, the engineers, the consultants, the founders, the company. They explain about what is actually happening and what it means to the business. It's less about the hype, but it's more about the application. There are AI influencers that share the practical tips, the applications, and their own idea about the new AI news. And that makes it incredibly useful because if you care about the real-world impact, not just headlines, you can take a look at what people think about it, what experts think about it, what the professionals in different industries think about the particular AI news. If you're not sure what to follow, try look up like artificial intelligence or particular AI tools that you're interested in. Then you'll see the post relevant and LinkedIn will guide you to the most popular post and the LinkedIn influencer that you can follow. Then there's a social media, X and Thread. LinkedIn gives you a context, but X and Threads, it gives you a speed. This is where the researchers and founders, they react in real time. Follow people like Sam Altman, Elon Musk, all the researchers in OpenAI. They often post update real time. When something big happens, you'll see discussion happening in every minute. It can be a bit chaotic and overwhelming. I personally use Threads instead of X. But if you curate who you follow carefully, it becomes one of the fastest media that you can stay ahead. Speed is important, but so is perspective, right? What I do is I try to read the professional media press release. First one I take a look is the New York Times Artificial Intelligence section. They curate the AI-related articles not just in a technical focus, but focus on the social impacts, the political aspect, the global competition, and the ethics. It helps me understand a lot, not just about technology, but the bigger picture of it. For the better breakdown, I sometimes will take a look at the tech blogs. The first thing I look is The Verge. They're good at translating the complex matters into something understandable without oversimplifying it. If you don't want to read the whole article, and also want a bit of depth and understanding of what is happening, this can be a good middle ground. I don't have a subscription for The Verge yet, but I'm thinking about it. And also, when I want to understand where the industry is heading directly in a startup perspective, I take a look at TechCrunch. Specialized tech media focus heavily on startups, funding rounds, acquisition, and product development. And in the technology, following the money often tells you where momentum is building. But one of the most important habits I've built is going directly to company blogs, the AI company blogs. If you have to choose any of the sources among the ones I shared, I would highly recommend taking a look at AI company blogs. What I mean by company blog is tech companies such as Google, Anthropic, OpenAI, they have their own press blog. And those blogs provide the high quality information and all the source of the information and the announcements that is spread into other media. That's where you find a primary information, the technical details, what they say, how they describe the benchmarks, and the intent behind the release. If you want to check out the primary source of where all the announcements are coming from, please subscribe those company blogs. I personally enjoy reading Anthropic because they provide more balanced view about ethics, safety, also their technical advancements, what kind of activities they are doing. I feel like Anthropic is trying hard to be transparent and more informative about their changes, but it's my personal preference. Even if you don't understand every line, the reading the source, it really sharpens your understanding. Now, the sources are important, but how you digest the sources are also very important. I've shown you through some multiple resources ranging from LinkedIn, X, Dread, New York Times. Sometimes I also take a look at The Economist, The Verge, TechCrunch, and the company blogs. It's like the whole platter of the sources that you can take a look at. But it can be overwhelming, so let's see how I manifest all of it. The first secret that I use is quite simple. I use RSS feeds. There are apps that you can utilize. What I use is Feedly. It's not sponsored, that's what I used. So instead of checking 10 different websites clicking, you can choose and subscribe certain press release. There's no algorithm deciding what I see, no distractions. It just shows a structured information because I can just see the websites that I've subscribed for. The second habit is important. So I balance reading with my thinking. So when I read the article about 10 to 30 minutes a day to read those AI news, I also try to give myself same amount of time that I can digest all the information. So most people consume those news endlessly and just pass it, but I try to think about why does it matter? Who benefits from these changes? What kind of changes will this AI service make? What could be the next step? Sometimes I try to share my ideas publicly. That's why I just started my threads. If you're interested, I'll put it on the description. You can follow. I just started this week, actually, trying to write down the things that I felt and the question marks that I had after reading those AI news. And finally, something that's surprisingly powerful is the coffee chats. Instead of just reading the articles and all the text, I reach out to people through the LinkedIn. I reach out to people working in any position related to AI, like AI strategy, AI safety, AI engineer, anyone. I try to do multiple coffee chat to have a conversation about which part of AI they're handling in their work, how they think about it, what kind of useful information that we can share. Yeah, so yes, AI is moving constantly, fast, and feels very overwhelming. But staying ahead isn't about the reading everything. Reading is important, but it's about choosing the good sources, building your simple system, how to understand and keep up with this AI news. And also, as I said, please make a space to think. It is difficult. I'm also struggling to make a habit out of it, but I hope you find this helpful and try to apply it in your day-to-day life too. That's how I try to stay ahead without burning out. If this was helpful, subscribe. I'll keep sharing how I navigate AI in a way that's sustainable and actually useful. See you in the next one.